78 Sports TV here with WBA welterweight champion of the world, Keith one-time Thurman. How you doing today, Keith?
Doing great, man. Spending time here in hometown Florida. It's a beautiful day in the Sunshine State, man.
Okay. So you got a chance to look at Mayweather versus Maidana. What were your thoughts on the fight?
You know, it's very interesting because really, I wasn't expecting Floyd to fight like that, but I was only expecting Floyd to fight like that at a certain point because he said he was going to fight like that himself, okay? Like, a lot of people weren't there all week. A lot of people just got to watch the fight. You know, I was there all week at the MGM, and I was at the press conference before the fight happened. And Floyd stated exactly how he was going to fight, how he wasn't going to move too much, how he was going to sit there and trade punches. I don't think he really traded a lot. I think he did his typical defense, top-shotting off the ropes, and, you know, just letting his defense do most of the work for him. And then when he was ready to turn it around and make sure that he wins the fight by winning the round, that's when he was in the middle of the ring throwing those counter rights that we all know him for. And after the fight, I wasn't at the post-fight conference, but I did watch it when I got back in town. And he said that he would fight Maidana again if it made money, you know, because what doesn't make dollars don't make sense or whatever. So, but he said he would not fight Maidana the same way again. So my real opinion about the Mayweather fight is that Mayweather fought like that by choice. It was one of the closest fights of his career, but he decided to play with fire and give the fans what they wanted to see. At the end of the day, though, I still believe that we saw a 37-year-old Mayweather. I don't think he's exactly the same fighter that he once was, but because of all of his knowledge about the game, he was able to walk away with a victory that night.
Okay, Keith. What did you see anything in the fight against Maidana that would tell you that you would beat Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
He had a hard time hitting Maidana, in my opinion. You know, there were times where he was hitting Maidana and he was timing the shot proper, and he was still using his speed. But there were other times I technically feel like Floyd should have put more hands on Maidana. There should have been more leather connecting. You know, Floyd doesn't have a tremendous work rate. That's one of the main reasons why some people believe it was a draw, or would even lean and say that Maidana whooped his butt, because Floyd's work rate was not up to par with Maidana's work rate, which is that of a stronger, younger fighter. So there's to really say how old Floyd is, really, I like to see him get on his toes. I like to see how does he look when he moves around nowadays. And, you know, I think his reflexes are still there for the most part. He can still see a punch. You know, he was rolling a lot and making Maidana miss quite a bit. He was getting caught here and there, but that's what happens. You know, I mean, fighters are throwing hundreds of punches. It's not like you're going to get hit, but it's about not getting hit with those with them haymakers. But I feel ready, man. I feel confident. I believe Mayweather is old school and I'm new school. You know what I'm saying? He's showing up to his final stanza. You know what I'm saying? He really doesn't have too many shows to put on for the fans. And the next generation, you're talking to him right here, is Keith one-time Thurman.
All right. Now, you are right now the interim WBA welterweight champion of the world. Floyd Mayweather just won the welterweight champion of the world. Have you heard anything from the WBA or anything on what they're going to do with that? Are you going to be next in line for Mayweather, or are they going to put you in with somebody else to fight for the regular WBA welterweight championship?
I don't know. To be honest, I haven't heard anything yet. I would love for them to issue the mandatory. When was the last time the WBA issued their mandatory? And the IBF is about to issue their mandatory on Sean Porter with Kell Brook. So, you know, and because I just paid these dudes, you know, some money I ain't gonna get all into it, but I just paid them a good amount of money for what? You know what I'm saying? What's the purpose of having that interim if you guys ain't gonna go to work for me? I'm working for you, so why don't you go to work for me and issue that mandatory that I rightfully deserve? We know, if you read the articles, for those who haven't, that I'm one of the most feared and ducked fighters in the welterweight division. I'm undefeated, and who's to say that I do not deserve a shot at Mayweather? If I'm beatable, then he'll beat me. You know, it's that simple. And if I'm the next best thing, then I'll beat him. You know, and I've already retired 2 fighters, and I look forward to retiring anybody who is a little bit past their game and steps in the ring with Keith one-time Thurman.
Okay, Keith. You know, what do you say to the critics? Because I get a lot of feedback from critics who say, well, Keith Thurman hasn't fought nobody, or Keith Thurman, he hasn't he keeps his hands down too much and he gets hit. He got wobbled by Soto Carras. So he couldn't beat Mayweather or Pacquiao. What do you say to the critics?
This is what you need to understand. We all get hit. We all get wobbled. Did they knock me out? You know what I'm saying? Because this is how it is, man. So what if they knock me down? So they won 2 points. If I get up and I'm there to fight another round, you're dealing with a bad man. You're dealing with a man that can't wait to get some payback. You know what I'm saying? I've been knocked down before. I ain't scared to be knocked down. I lost 11 times in the amateurs. I ain't afraid to lose. Beat me. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all are critics and y'all think I can get beat, but none of you critics got the skills to beat me. So why don't they put a real fighter in that can beat me, that can prove that my hands are down too much? Let's hit Keith because his defense isn't tight enough. Let's hurt him. You know, I ain't really been hurt, man. I ain't been broken down. Ain't no one really made me feel pain in the ring. And, you know, as far as I ain't fought nobody, my argument is nobody's fought me. All right? And secondly, I was in the ring with Winky Wright, Jeff Lacey, and Antoine Eccles at the ages of 15 and 16 years old. I was also in the ring with Chad Dawson, okay? So, yes, we are talking about 16-ounce gloves and headgears, but there was nobody pulling any punches, man. Nobody was pulling punches. And I was going toe-to-toe at the age of 16. So what I got to say is to the critics is you don't know me. You don't know me, and you don't know Keith Thurman. All that you know is the 6 performances that you got to see me do, 3 on HBO and 3 on Showtime, and that is not who I am. That is a portion of who I am. You don't know Keith Thurman. Get ready to know me because I'm going to be in the game of boxing for many more years.
No doubt. What do you think about Manny Pacquiao? That's another guy who is holding the WBO welterweight strap. Tell us about that fight. How would you know, I did an interview with you before and you broke down how you would fight Floyd Mayweather, but tell me how you would crack that Manny Pacquiao code.
I would just box him, man. I just box him. Manny Pacquiao has decent in and out footwork. You know, Timothy was able to land some good shots early on, but Timothy doesn't have my power, you know. And Timothy really don't got my boxing IQ. That's another thing, man. Y'all think that a veteran is somebody that y'all seen box for their careers. That don't make someone a veteran, man. A veteran is all about knowledge and experience. Dude, I'm 25. I'm a 25-year-old vet. I've been boxing for 18 years against dogs. You know what I'm saying? Against the best in the game. I've gone through training camps and training camps and training camps in the amateurs. I prepared my whole life for this career of boxing. I prepared my whole life. Keith Thurman has never even worked a day job. I've put my whole life into boxing, and boxing has blessed me right back, man. Manny Pacquiao, man, Manny Pacquiao has been beat many times in his career, you know. He's not an unbeatable fighter. He's just a top tier, good, high class level fighter. You know, I don't see nothing that Manny would be able to do to me. You know, he's southpaw. He would have to land those quick punches, and he'd have to land them hard. He'd have to get rid of me. But we haven't seen Manny really get rid of people in a while, man. Manny's not. I always felt like his power was a little overrated. I do believe that it's true, but I don't know. I don't see Manny as the same fighter that he once was, and I'd be willing to go toe to toe. I would outbox him. I would do everything better than him, man. You know, I plan on being a better jabber, a better puncher, and a better boxer than anybody who steps in the ring with me.
Okay, you got Juan Manuel Marquez just fought last weekend, and he easily outboxed Mike Alvarado. He doesn't have an opponent. He's not interested. He says he's not interested in fighting Pacquiao for the 5th time. Would you be interested in fighting Juan Manuel Marquez?
I love it. I love it. Like I said, man, any fighter that's past their prime and still walking around in the world of boxing, send them my way, and I'll put them in the retirement, man. This ain't a joke, man. This ain't a joke. This is not a joke. This is not fight hype. This is real, man. I hurt people. I hurt people, man. How many times have you seen world-class fighters decide to stop fighting their opponent? How many times have you seen that? I've been on the national networks or whatever, the big-time network, 6 times, and out of my 6 fights, I made 2 people decide that that's enough. It's over. Orlando Lore quit after the first knockdown in the 6th round, and Julio Diaz couldn't continue after 3 rounds. You know, so Carlos Quintana got stopped in 4 and retired. So I'm telling you, man, I would love that fight. That's a great fight. Matter of fact, he looked good. He looked good for his old age, man. He really did. He was still throwing some good combinations, moving around the ring, circle fighting. I didn't actually get to see the whole fight. I only saw a few rounds of the fight. So what I saw, he looked good. I heard there was a knockdown possibly in the fight. I didn't see that. I didn't see the knockdown. But I'm down, man. You know, that's a great name. I've yet to be given a big name in the world of boxing. You know, come one, come all, man. I'm ready, man. This is my life. This is what I've been waiting for. I live and breathe, and I'm a die boxer.
No doubt. You got Robert Guerrero in there with this Yoshihiro guy. He didn't want to fight you, but he's fighting Yoshihiro. What does that tell you?
Once again, man, that's proof. It's proof. These boys don't want it, man. They don't want it. They don't want to work for their money, man. You know what frustrates me, man, is how much, you know, that we are entertaining, but we're not really entertaining, man. I'm here for the fight game, man. I've already said it before. I'm not a prize fighter. I'm a pride fighter. You can hear it in my tone. I'm a prize fighter. I walk around with a lot of pride. I've been beating people down since I was 13, man. I got my first knockout when I was 13 years old. I knocked out a grown man who was, who had some form of a professional record. I dropped him twice that day after dropping an amateur in the first round of the sparring session that same day. So the day that I got my first knockout was the same day I got my second knockout. I got 2 knockouts in a row for the first time of my life at 13 years old. So, you know, ever since then, man, I've just been waiting, man. I've been waiting for my time and my moment to prove how great I really am. And matter of fact, I don't even know how great I really am, but I want the opportunity to find out. And I'm not going to find out unless they put me in with some of the greats, you know. I wanted to prove against Julio Diaz that you guys can't put these fighters in front of me because this is what's going to happen. You know, it's just a clear result, man. I'm tired of being nurtured. I'm tired of being baby. Throw me in with the dogs and let's do the fighting, man.
No doubt. I want to thank you for your time, Keith. I'm going to let you get back to that sunshine. Enjoy your day, brother. And I will stay in contact with you and hit you back when there's more information. Thanks a lot, Keith.
Appreciate it, man. Take care. God bless.
Peace.